Okay.
That feels right. Okay, we did this. Okay, I'm gonna break that fourth wall. We already did this. We already tried to start once, and then we had a dog that was barking because we couldn't give the attention.
Our dogs were barking. We had to.
Our dogs were barking, but Derek earlier was jingling like a janitor.
I was jangling.
And I wish that you would have gotten to witness.
I'm sure we've got the footage somewhere.
Oh yeah,
all jangly.
I wanted to
really
hit record
good
because
B-roll.
That is good B-roll. That's
put it in slow-mo
right here.
Slap a filter on it.
What kind of filter? Like the ones that make your stars and stuff. Like
I'm thinking sepia.
Oh,
sort of like a old Western.
classic.
You know, sepia gets made fun of a lot.
Mm.
I think we should try to bring it back and make it cool.
It is cool if you take it in. There's people that do those. Are they cenotypes? The old school like photo, like
like the tin printing stuff.
Yeah,
that's really bad for you,
dude. Those pictures look crazy though.
Yeah,
there's just very few people that do it.
There's good reason. It's very unhealthy.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
Well, hold on. It's time to learn a little.
I think if it's the same thing that I'm talking about,
right?
There's a certain procedure.
The early
way
that they took photos, like in Red Dead Redemption 2 time. I'm gonna put it in video game terms because
I think we're thinking of different things.
Like
there's one that you have to
1800s,
emulse in these chemicals that it turns out are really bad for you.
Yeah, where the guy had to like get under the the hood and then like everybody ready, and it like took the big photo.
Oh, see, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
I know what you're
old
talking
school,
about.
like there was like a photo box.
I
Like the
thought you were
camera was
talking
the
about-
size. The camera was a literal house that he looked. So it's like if there were a house. A big envision. There's a house, and you're looking through one window, through the other window, and they're somehow bigger out the other window. But you just looked through a house and pressed a button on it that made. But now we have.
I think you're over exaggerating
here. We have.
I think you're over
cameras right
exaggerating a little bit.
But now we have cameras here. They used to look like houses,
But they don't look like those pictures, though, man. Those.
See.
That's where
but did they hurt you? Like, did that big thing send radiation through your body, or like?
I don't know about that. I thought you were talking about.
The fluid stuff itself that you had to like put the photos in to develop.
Yeah, there's some kind of like. I thought you were talking about those tin photos. Like, you know how you can get those like photos that are sort of emulsed.
Yes.
I really don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know that there's
there's
one
a thing
style
that exists
of old-timey photo recreation stuff.
Right.
That is really unhealthy for you because it's got a lot of bad chemicals in it. So basically
Makes
what I'm
sense.
trying to say is just do your homework. If you're going to start doing old-timey photography,
then know what.
I don't know what could kill you, but something
know your
could.
chemicals.
Something could. Look out for things that could kill you when you do anything.
And
when you enter a room for the first time,
you always. I mean,
what could
you
kill
should
me
always be aware
in
of the
here?
things that can kill you at any given moment, in any situation.
Yeah, read the room.
That's just the rule book of life.
Read the
that tells
room.
you, walk into a room, scan it. When you're scanning it, make sure that everyone in there, like, it's ocular pat down. You know, it's like, okay, can I take that guy? If it were come to fisticuffs with me and him at a party, for example, have you ever walked in and had that moment of like, I don't like that guy. If it came down to it, I think I could do it.
No.
Have you ever had that feeling?
I've never wanted to fight anybody.
Oh.
I mean, I have wanted to fight, but I've never been like,
oh, you've never
if I'm
been,
ever out in,
That's
I've never
true,
been
that's
in
interesting.
I've
You've
never been in
a
a fight.
physical fight before.
I've never been in a fight.
That's so
Not like
weird.
a full-on fight. There's been like
That's weird to me.
There's been like the like fights that aren't real fights.
Right.
No one had intent to like
I mean,
knock
like,
someone out.
I've never had real fights as in like the ones you see filmed in like World Star.
Like World Star.
Yeah, but I mean, there's been multiple, fists thrown between me and another person, one of us being on the receiving end of that, and it sucked. Oh, you've never been hit. Dude, this is like Fight Club. I didn't know this. This changed everything for sharing news with friends, guys. Okay, so
we're gonna start a fight club now.
this
right?
is like, I mean,
Okay.
well, but I tried to explain that it brings up something. Fight Club isn't about literal fighting because it's more about killing the ego because that's what we've all seen it.
No.
Tyler Durden, we can debate that. That is how I see Fight Club. Fight Club to me is not about a physical place to go and beat other dudes up and then like feel better. It's a fight between the Edward Norton, Bradward, Pitt urges.
Bradward Pitt is what you just said.
Did I really say that?
I just want to take a second.
Brad Pitt.
Bradward.
Bradward Pitt. Bradley?
That is the best name.
Bradward Pitt.
Okay.
So
I'm listening now.
Edward Norton and Bradward Pitt.
Edward Norton's
and Bradward Pitt
Let's carry on.
are not really physically fighting. That is the mental torment that he's putting himself through.
Okay.
That is what Fight Club is about. Is it about fighting to you for real? Like, because
it's about nihilism.
Because it is.
I mean, don't they like literally burn the institution down at the end?
That is the point. Yes, it's about nihilism. So you should also understand that deeper metaphor, that deeper layer that was written in there.
I don't know if nihilism involves violence, because it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. No.
But
nihilism is a disbelief in all.
Yeah.
Nothing matters.
But I'm pretty sure
anymore.
the Fight Club thing is more of like a nothing at all matters. Do what you want anytime.
See, I think it's an inner struggle.
I don't agree with that.
I think Edward Norton's and Bradward Pitt.
It's close to Bradford. Bradford's a cousin. Bradford and Bradward. They sure were cute.
You throw me off with the fake name now. Bradward Pitt. That was just the ego fighting itself. That's how I see that film, and I guarantee you, 99% of our listeners, because they are intelligent, like people who read things the first time when they watch it, they said that's what that's about. And you didn't get that. You just saw fighting as like dudes just beating each other up.
No, I mean, I see the thing you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying...
But I don't think you're killing your ego when you're burning down the societal infrastructure. I just don't know if I would akin...
Getting rid of debt.
I don't know if I would akin Tyler Durden to Buddha, is what I'm saying. I just don't think he's a Buddha figure. He's not that. So it's not the kill your ego like Buddhist monastic lifestyle. It's more the kill your ego, but fuck everyone else kind of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
But he lived that Buddha life because he was minimalist. He believed in like, you had to experience pain.
He assaulted people and just created chaos.
These were all imaginations, though.
I mean, I love Tyler Durden. I love the movie.
It was Edward Norton's.
I hope that
going
doesn't
through
come across
his,
like I don't love Fight Club because it's amazing.
Oh yeah, no.
But I just don't think it's about.
I don't think it'll
killing your ego, because I think if you kill your ego, you're probably a better person for it.
See, I can't believe any other way because I've always viewed that film that way. Like that's how I look at it. It's all an inner struggle, and it has nothing to do with like the actual fighting. That's just a metaphor for showing, and then he started the group, and like it. So like the film, it is a film, and they do beat. I mean, Jared Leto with like blonde hair, you see him, and Jared Leto, man,
that was a brutal beatdown in that movie. I remember. I haven't watched it in years.
Dude, I watched it.
It's been a couple of years. I used to watch it all the time.
It's one of my favorite movies. I watched it probably a month ago, and I remembered two things. That I'd forgotten completely, and one was Meatloaf.
Oh yeah,
dude,
his name was Bob.
I would do anything for love. I went down the rabbit hole and watched that music video, which is really long and cinematic.
It is
and epic.
Very long.
Dude, I forgot.
Isn't it starts like with Beauty and the Beast themed? Am I thinking of the right thing?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Like helicopters flying in and like people, jumping out and like trying to search, and he's in the house like locked up, and he's like looking through the window all creepy, I would do anything for love. It's weird, and like it feels like an FBI raid's happening.
I remember
in Beauty and the Beast. Yeah,
I remember
that's what it is.
I got the single for that when it came out.
The single, yeah.
I remember that being a single.
Wasn't it from Bat Out of Hell?
No,
wasn't that the album?
I think Bat Out of,
or was it Bat Out of Hell 2? Because that was an original
there
name.
might be like a Bat into Hell. I don't know, but I don't know what that was on.
That deep. You could have.
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah. We got to look that up because that's. I know that Meatloaf
think Bat
had
Out
a
of Hell
few
is like one of the old Meatloaf.
He had some questionable album titles, but I mean, hey.
Okay, I want to find out. I want to find out his album titles real fast.
Oh yeah,
I think there's some multiple.
The second part to that, and we're going to come back to Meatloaf, but the second part of that was that I realized in watching it again that beatdown of Jared Leto is brutal, dude. Like
it is.
The face is like mashed in. It's like the effects they used, like the prosthetics and stuff. It was really good. He looked just wrecked, and it's a great film. If you haven't watched Fight Club, I highly recommend that you like go back and watch it again soon. Meatloaf, though,
his first album,
man,
was
that
Bat
guy.
Out of Hell.
Okay,
Later on, a few years later, he had Bat Out of Hell 2,
of course he did.
Back Into Hell. It's like colon Back Into Hell. And that was in 93. And then
Yeah.
in 2011, he had Hell in a Handbasket.
Do you think that at the time he knew that he was the Tenacious D of his time? Because that's, if you think about like what Tenacious D ended up doing,
this
like
is
it's
a good-
kind of like
okay.
Meatloaf being, dude, like Meatloaf is jokey. Like I don't remember anything good about. And I
he's
love
not
him.
jokey.
And
I think you've got to.
let me not like.
I'm not saying I'm not a
distorted.
Meatloaf. I don't know anything about Meatloaf.
It's
really.
fine. Like, you know, like hearing I would do anything for love, blah, blah, blah. I love to sing that song jokingly. And, you know, listening to it again was enjoyable. It was fine. And he's great as an actor, obviously. And I did see him.
That was
in a
on Bat Out of
video
Hell 2.
couple-
Colon Back Into Hell is what that
Okay.
song was off of.
I remember seeing him sing the national anthem. We saw that, remember? We were watching these like top cringy performances on YouTube. And we
Yeah.
watched this thing and it was him singing. And he was like singing this high harmony of the national anthem. And it was so bad.
I don't remember that.
Oh man, rest in peace. I think he has passed away.
Yeah, he
but,
did.
But I
Did
remember
he?
watching that, and it was like,
Or is that one of those things where
is that Mandela effect?
I'm pretty sure he did,
Whoa.
though.
I
think
so,
he
too.
did.
If not, I'm so sorry for assuming. That's like,
I'm going to find out because that would just be
That would be
terrible to
awful.
say if it didn't really happen, you know?
yeah, that'd be terrible.
Meatloaf.
But I mean,
Is Meatloaf alive?
I have nothing,
Is such a funny thing to have to type.
and I'm sure it came up just like that. And I have nothing against the music of Meatloaf. Again, I've not listened enough, and I'm gonna make it a point now to go back and listen to it, and then next week report back on like what.
Yeah, he died in January.
Okay, that's right. He did.
Oh, in Nashville. Just
Man,
right down.
that's crazy.
Right down from us.
I remembered him in Fight Club. I was like, oh, that's right, Meatloaf. And then I had to listen to his music, and I only watched that one video. And man, is it a doozy from the beginning. The helicopters that come in.
I think that's
just
enough.
Ridiculous.
That's enough helicopter sound effects from
It's
you
just-
for the
oh, God,
podcast
dude,
or show in general.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
I can give a whole play-by-play of the entire video though,
If you want to act it out,
because
and
then
like,
he has to like peel the curtains back, and you have to get the, and he's looking through. We can
no more sound effects. I feel like you're one of those.
Let's just stop the sound effects.
We got
okay.
a soundboard over there.
That's true. That's
We'll
what
just
that's
put them
for.
on there. We're gonna
that's
build that thing out there.
We do have some cameras going though. Like there are some other angles.
Yeah, this one
that
looks
we've
different.
decided.
We're still trying to figure out how we want to shoot this thing.
We're trying to figure out who we are
As persons.
as persons and like what we do and what the best way to do this is. So bear with us while we figure that out, because
Yeah.
we're just like, again, we did it for so long before and we did it one way,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're trying to switch it all up. We even have a parrot. So
Yeah.
that's like,
It's a cool parrot.
it's a cool parrot. I really enjoy it. You said
Love you,
something
man.
before we started, and then before we had to take the dog out because the dog was being crazy. You were talking about what came first, the chicken or the egg. And I
Mhm.
know that's like the most ridiculous question in the world to
Yeah.
talk about. But then you equated it to God. And that's where
What if I just left it at that?
because you lost me.
I wasn't
I can
saying-
admit that like
I was saying that question, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
right.
Doesn't have.
I don't. There's
It
no
doesn't
answer.
have an
Like,
answer.
I initially want to say the chicken, but okay. But then how did the chicken get there? Well, obviously it was hatched by an egg. No. Maybe the chicken just came
Well,
by
the chicken
itself.
evolved from
The
something
chicken
else.
evolved-
Okay,
yes,
well, what came
yes.
from that? Like,
Who knows?
Where's that offspring?
That's not the question.
It's
It's
like-
what came first, the chicken or the egg.
It's
the
like
chicken
an,
came
it's an
first.
impossible question.
Yeah.
So I said it's like God. Like no one can say like what God is.
Right. Which is just
And if you say
You're right,
you-
and-
if you could pinpoint God, if you could say what it was, it wouldn't be God, I guess. You know? So it's sort of like those things, that's unanswerable things
yeah.
that will make you think. And then when you think, it takes you another direction.
Yeah, because I started thinking like, well, yeah, that doesn't quite. And then I
Yeah.
got it. I was like, oh yeah, oh.
It's because nothing.
You can't say that it does, because again, there are so many religions that
Yeah.
you can't say that like only one's right.
I'm not
or
talking
only-
about the Christian
I know.
God. I'm talking
Right.
about
The universe is what I would say.
what I
most
think
the
of as
time.
God, but that's just the shorthand. I don't know how to talk about
The
that
in-between.
without saying
The
God.
in-between.
I don't know what
I wish we could all
people would expect.
Yeah. I wish when I said the in between,
Mm-hmm.
that everyone just universally understood. I meant like the thing that holds us all together. The thing
Hmm.
that holds every single one of us. I think the in-between is nice.
Okay.
That's a nice term of just like what I believe is just like everyone should just be cool to one another and
The eye of the storm.
understand that like something creates, obviously, because we're here.
Yeah.
So like we started somewhere, and like evolution has
And
happened
it's not.
over time.
It doesn't have to be like a person.
knows
like
what
God.
that is?
Oh yeah, here's
Yeah.
a picture of God. He is a person like me. It's not like you can't think of it that way. And I think that's how I used to think of it growing up.
Yeah, because then you just see the guy with the white beard. like,
Exactly. It's like
"Oh, hey."
you think of something from a story, and if it's something from a story, then it's like
Yeah, that's the, again,
It's-
that's the Bill Hicks brilliance. We talked about that last week, but he had that whole rant about like fundamentalist Christians and like, well, I think God put dinosaurs here to test my faith.
oh yeah,
And it's like there are people that literally have that belief that like
Yeah.
dinosaur fossils are not indicative of dinosaurs in fact being real. But there are people that have strongly held beliefs that they believe that dinosaurs were planted here by God in fossil form. Only it's hard for me to wrap my head around the other side of that.
My opinion.
Do you know
on
what I'm
that-
saying?
My opinion on that is that that's not
No,
their
I lost my
belief
coast.
is not that people planted dinosaur bones.
Right.
But
it's
but
that
it's
God,
a side effect of the way that they believe in God.
They're put here to test my faith.
Yeah, because if
like,
it's
that's-
like if it's not written in the manual form, then it's got to be. It's not.
It's false. It can't
It's
be real.
got to be not real.
Yeah.
I don't know. This gets into a washy side. I don't know. I don't know because I'm so open to talk about this
I know.
kind of
Yeah, me
stuff.
too.
But
And
I don't
that's-
want to like
But that's a huge topic to talk
weird
about.
people out.
No
you
one's
know?
gonna be weirded out. No one
I know, but
cares.
a lot of people don't like to talk about religion.
The only reason people are listening right now is because they're either sadists and they just love to listen
That's
to like
probably.
awful conversations, or they're one of like 3 now cult members.
Well,
Thank you guys.
appreciate
Hey,
it, guys.
we love all of you. Wanted to acknowledge that. It's awesome.
Mm.
But you're probably one of those 3 people. But I don't think they care to hear us, sort of like, because we don't know. Like, I'm
Yeah.
definitely not saying that I know anything
No,
about
I grew up
religion
Christian,
or
but-
spirituality that anybody else doesn't know.
But
I've got a very baseline idea of like the things that I've studied.
Yeah.
You know? But also like I'm not afraid to talk about it. I don't care.
it's weird
Like-
that if someone asked what I am, I would still say Christian because
Really?
I
You'd
mean,
still
that's
use
just
the
how I
term?
was raised, and I still believe in God, and I think Jesus was the thing. But I just believe it differently than I used to believe it,
It's real weird.
and it took me like not believing and like trying to find a different way.
Yeah.
So not only now do I feel like I can understand Christianity because before I couldn't, but now it's also like, but also I love all of these other religions because I went
Yeah.
through a huge. I'm still in it, like a
Well, yeah,
huge like
of course.
study of religion.
You don't. I mean, it doesn't end. Like when you stop like that search for
Oh,
knowledge,
dude.
like it.
Like philosophy and religion has been like an obsession for the last couple years.
Do you want to hear
for some
something that
reason.
like really fucked me up the other day?
What?
I forgot to tell you this. Oh, and we're recording, so that's even better.
Oh, I'm excited. now.
So my family is, and it's okay to say this because I'll bet most of you understand, is quite religious.
Mhm.
They, very, very religious in their upbringing and in their beliefs. My sister goes to a private school. It's also a Christian school.
Mhm.
And so, my parents know my beliefs on things. And I think over the years, they have gotten the impression that I don't believe in a God at all. And that I'm
Right.
just like very, 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 in their eyes, I think, atheist.
Yeah.
Like, don't believe in anything. My 14-year-old sister
Mhm.
texts me the other day and says, "Hey, I just want you to know that I love you and Jesus loves you." And like this big thing about like it being on her heart to reach out to me because she doesn't know if I'm a believer and it's okay if I'm not. It was this really like heartfelt thing. And I was just like, oh no, this is my 14-year-old sister, dude.
Yeah.
But like, how do I? And so I just told her, I was like, look, I just believe different.
Mhm.
So like everything that you believe, you can probably assume I believe a lot of it.
The only difference
But, like,
is
I look
you
at
think I'm probably going to hell.
I know.
That's the only difference.
I know.
Like,
right.
that's the only difference in it. Like, we can believe it's like a different brand of something.
It is, yes.
It's not like one religion against the other. It's like there's a lot of religions because there's
It's
a
like
lot of
religion
people
or
trying
religion
to
light.
define what.
It's like a beverage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can have religion or new religion light.
Yeah.
Like, but it can be the same thing, but one you're a little more like, it's not as heavy.
I feel like you
that's
can
how
just,
I am. I don't put an emphasis on it.
You can religion shop, and I suggest you do. At least from my perspective, like I have picked so much stuff, and each time I read something else about some other thing, it like makes me think of other things in different ways because there's so many similarities between everything.
Right.
And one may fill in gaps where like the other one left gaps, you know?
Like, dude, having that like conversation.
And don't read things as literal. Like there's not an arc or anything.
Sister.
Like I don't get that. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was just in
I don't
shock,
know. Did you what did you say to her?
And so I just told her, I was like, hey, look, we probably believe more closely the same things than you think we do. Like, basically our parents have it twisted. Like I know what they think, but like, no, I believe there is something, a higher something. I choose to call it by a different name, and I don't use the word God because that, to me, from my upbringing, which is just like hers, I think of a dude with a white beard and whatever. But that's not the point. Like, I believe in a bigger. I can leave it at that. I believe in a bigger.
I believe in a bigger.
There is something larger at play. And you know, I told her, I was like, I'll bet we believe a lot of the same things. You're worried for nothing. And you know, she actually, like, I mean, it ended very, very good.
Yeah.
Like, she said, "Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I thought you weren't a believer at all." You know? And because like one of the first things she asked when I told her we believe the same thing, she goes, "Do you believe in Jesus?" And I was like, "Well, okay. I believe he's a dude."
Yeah.
Yes. Do I believe he lived a life? Yes. Do I believe that like the stories that are in the Bible are embellished? Yes. Do I believe though that he was a real person? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do. So that's how I told her, I was like, yeah, absolutely. I believe
but Jesus
person.
But if anybody embellished anything, it wasn't Jesus. It was the people that wrote about Jesus. You know?
That's exactly it. And at what benefit? Like,
yeah.
I never understood that part. But yeah, I believe there was a guy. Yeah, I believe he was a dude. Do I? Here's where I draw that line. And I had this conversation recently because of Easter. Do I believe that he was put in a cave and rose 3 days later? No, because that you don't die and then come back, because like that's not how the world works.
I don't think
like,
it was written for that though. That's my big thing. I don't think those things were written
to be literal.
Right. I think it was like,
and I'm sure you're right.
You hear things about secret teachings of religions and stuff like that, but like there could be something to that. Like I don't like
Scientology. I'll bet there's a bunch to believe that is great.
Not even. No, let's not go Scientology.
I mean, I'm just saying, maybe it's a thing that if we just don't know enough about it.
I think it's almost been admitted that it started out as just like a
L. Ron Hubbard
science fiction
was a science fiction writer.
Yeah.
Of like hundreds of books.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
And then he wrote that one.
Yeah.
That had Xenu in it.
Is that what it was?
Xenu, that's the name. Yeah. He's the guy that's like putting the thetans out into people.
Oh, thetans, yeah.
Because it's like a volcano erupted and all the thetans came out and they infected all of us. And so we've all got, we're all SPs. We're all suppressive people. Like suppressed people. Yeah. Cue the Tom Cruise saying, there's an interview that he did. And he goes, someone asked me one day. And he's being serious. Oh, we're going to play this like right here.
And I went, they said, so, like, have you met an SP?
Okay, so now that we played that.
Yeah.
I love how he's so like, someone asked me, like, have you ever met an SP? And he goes into this crazy laughing fit, and it's so cringe. You're like, what? There was this leaked Scientology video that was leaked on YouTube somehow years ago.
That made me like feel cringy.
I hope so, because I was trying to channel the Tom Cruise like energy, because I know that the first time I saw it and every other time I've ever seen it, I'm like, oh God, you're like sucking the air out of like everything, like not just the room, but I'm just like, it's like, you feel his crazy. And dude,
intense. Seems
I
intense.
love, like, here's the thing. I love the movies of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I can admit that openly. I love them.
They're not bad.
Love them. Like, I'm excited for the new Top Gun, sure, because it's going to be fun and just crazy. But like,
fun and
also
just
when I
crazy.
watched this video, someone asked me, have I ever met an SP? And then his cringy, just like crazy laugh. It's the laugh that gets you. And like a montage of his laugh should happen here, because
And I thought, oh, what a beautiful thing, because maybe one day it'll be like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one day it will be that. Wow, SPs, like, they'll just read about those in the history books, you know?
I like you setting up the montages
it hurts.
and stuff.
Yeah, right?
You're like,
it's nice.
You're like directing
I'm on it. I mean, you know,
as we go.
because I know that like I have a vision for this, and now that I've talked about it, like we have to share those sound clips because they're so good and they're so cringy. But an SP, so we would be SPs according to you know. But I mean, again, I'm not even saying that I'm against Scientology. We were just talking about religion in general, and we jumped over to Scientology. We just took a little paddle ride from normal Religionville over to Scientology land. And we were there for a minute, but now we can come back to like real life and not be.
Please, can we please?
I mean, but I don't know. But do we know that Scientology is wrong? That's what I'm saying.
We don't know that anything is
Or
right
is
or
it?
wrong.
Right, that's true. We know nothing. But
I can
it
make
was written by
educated guesses.
yeah.
Due to knowledge.
There's a lot of those educated guesses you could make around a guy who's
That's the
made
problem. People make
100
educated guesses that are not educated at all. So
Are you talking about hot takes?
I'm taking
Yeah.
hot takes.
People people are free.
you
with
gotta
hot
think about
takes.
stuff, man.
Dude,
You gotta think
no,
about
but
stuff
people,
sometimes.
dude, people are free with hot takes. Like
I don't
they
like
just
that you're
don't-
doing this right here.
I don't even know what that means.
This is
I'm just like I guess
it probably
I was kinda
doesn't
thinking-
look good.
I was kind of thinking of
It was,
like when people go out there and they're just like, you know, throwing dollars, you know. Some people are just like very free.
That was a strip club thing. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's
so
what
you
I'm saying.
went from this to this. Now you're setting a scene right now.
Oh, see, now you made me like look. I don't know. I wasn't aware of my emotions as much.
Oh, I was. It was offensive. It was aggressive.
Sorry.
I felt a little
I am so
uncomfortable.
I apologize to the viewer for my hand motions.
You don't apologize.
You pulled me out of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What was I talking about?
I don't even know
See?
anymore.
Enough Tom Cruise talk.
Okay.
As much as I do love and admire the guy as a film artist,
I do.
I respect his
I
privacy.
can respect
I will respect the religious
him
privacy.
as a thespian.
Exactly. I can.
How's that?
I love that. I can appreciate
I
what he has
appreciate
brought
your work.
to the art
I love your portfolio.
of acting, and I love it because he's believable always.
Sometimes you got to be a little unhinged to be one of the greatest actors.
You got Cage, man. I mean, he just
Oh man, yeah.
kind of brings heat after heat after heat after heat. I think that kind of means that you are the greatest of all time.
Probably.
Nicolas Cage, like he's never done a bad movie ever. I think he might be the best film. Like if we're on the topic of like
You
film actors,
can't
like I know he just
possibly
made a
mean that.
film making fun of himself.
Which was fantastic.
It was fantastic. And I didn't know what to expect.
I didn't have I don't know what to expect from it, but it wasn't anything that I could have thought of. It was so good.
I'm going to ask you in a very serious way. When was the last time you watched Face Off with John Travolta?
Oh man,
And-
it's probably been a couple years.
Before next week,
Yeah.
I challenge you and anyone listening, if you haven't watched it, I'm finger gunning.
You
a lot.
are.
I
You're
don't mean
doing-
to. Watch it.
Aggressive.
Watch it soon. By next week.
Watch
But-
it soon by next week. Okay.
Yeah. because
I'll have to see if I can stream it somewhere.
I watched it. It's on HBO, I believe.
Yeah.
HBO Max. I watched it again a couple months ago. Dude, the special effects obviously are very like 90s, early 2000s, whatever it was.
I'm sure.
But they are passable and they're good. And Cage has got some chops, man. He's pretty good. Like
he's so
it was one of
intense
the, like
that it's
Con Air
like-
is great too. You know, you always think of that as like his intense moment. But there was something about his Face Off, dude.
Oh, he's crazy in Face Off.
I mean, it's a silly movie, obviously.
What's his
But he's
name in that?
good.
It's something
Oh man,
ridiculous.
It is because he's like
Castor Troy. That's what his
Castor
name is.
Troy.
Yes.
Yes, and he is so good. He like
I always thought that name was cool.
Castor
Castor Troy.
I mean, it is cool because that's
It
why
is
they
cool.
used it as the name in Face Off because it's a
It's a cool name.
like cool name. HBO. You really should watch Face Off again.
Okay.
Revisit it.
I mean, I
relive it.
loved it when I saw it, but I think it would. I think
Absorb
I've
it
had
a little
enough time
bit.
between it.
It's
To,
see, I think I had too. I had enough time away from it that when I came back to it, I was like, okay, I can date this and know it's early. You know, the special effects are not the greatest, but man, they were trying real hard with what they had, and they pulled it off.
and they made a
a
pretty mediocre roller coaster at Six
mediocre-
Flags.
I don't even know what it was. Oh, that's right.
Was it Six Flags or Kings
I'm
Island?
curious
I
on
can't remember.
IMDb. What's the rating? For
I
that
think Face
film?
Off is a beloved film.
Is it? I'm wondering. Yeah, like is it?
I bet you it is.
Is it beloved or do I just love it and recently realized like, oh yeah, no, like it is
I
actually
don't
like
know.
really
I don't know.
good.
I can't tell if that's like
1997.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. It has a 7.3 out of 10
from
on
what?
IMDb.
Okay.
So
What's its Rotten
7.3?
Tomatoes?
It's Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see. So its Metascore is 82. That's
Pretty
one
high.
that Rotten Tomatoes uses a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. The actual official Rotten Tomatoes review gives it. Let's see. That's a good question. Face Off. There it is. Bam. Oh,
What we got?
1997. Oh, it's crazy. So the tomato meter gives it a 92%, and the audience score
Beloved.
is 82%. It
It's
is
beloved.
absolutely. It seems like it
Put it
must
in the
be.
Hall of Fame already.
Wow.
Put it in the Hall of Fame.
Dude,
already.
I would not have thought
Is there a film Hall of Fame?
that
What's
Face
that? What's
Off
that
would have
equivalent
been a
of a film
beloved.
Hall of Fame?
Oh, there's the what is it? The IFC? Isn't there like a
don't know.
cinema like there's like a top 50, right? Because like they're acclaimed as like the greatest
Criterion?
films. Well, Criterion is a whole different thing. That's a whole
It's a whole different
That is a whole-
story.
It's a whole another story. Speaking though, because we were talking about HBO
Mhm.
and this, there was recently a show that I found on there called The Rehearsal.
Mm.
And if you haven't seen The Rehearsal, I'm going to try to explain it. But like I had people explain it to me and I
don't
didn't get it
know.
until I watched it one night. It's about a guy who tries to teach people in rehearsing situations that happen in their lives, and they get to rehearse this moment
Right.
so that when the time comes, he's got Venn diagrams like written out.
But
or,
it's
like, these
extreme rehearsal. Like they
weeks
have,
at a time, I guess.
Yeah, they go over the situation like
He
with actors
recreates-
and recreates even sometimes the building that
Yes.
the conversation will be taken in. And
It's extreme.
they
So
have
I
all
thought-
of these different options. So, like if he says this, you say this,
Yep.
and it's written out, and you're learning a script, and it's.
I thought this seemed crazy. In the trailer, I was
Yeah.
like, well, this doesn't, whatever.
Mhm.
Whatever. And then I watched the first episode.
Yeah.
And when I saw the first episode and I saw the guy interacting and I saw how he had rehearsed it versus
hmm
the guy
Yeah.
that was getting the rehearsal. So to understand, there's a guy who wants to rehearse for a situation, but the director has already rehearsed for his conversation
Right.
with this guy about his rehearsal.
It's very meta.
I was about to
It,
say, like, it makes my head hurt to think about it, but it
It's
also
very meta.
It's
Yeah.
so it. We were speaking earlier about cringeworthy.
Mhm.
There are some moments in it
Absolutely, yeah.
There is a very religious woman that says that Halloween is satanic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute, just so you can like take in what I just said. She said that Halloween is satanic.
Yeah, everything was satanic. She told him
That's true.
5 or 6 things were satanic.
He asked at one point, "Can I please have a list of things that are satanic?"
Yeah.
Because there seem to be a lot now. Crazy. So then there was going to be a boyfriend. That's a ride. There's a lot in this show to unpack, and
You can't
I just
explain
implore
it.
you. Yeah, it's like,
I don't know if I would have suggested. I don't know yet.
Oh, ooh, interesting. Okay, see, I personally, why I loved it was the way it made me feel. I loved watching it and feeling very, make this stop. Make this stop. Because I knew at the other end of it was a clarity for this person or for this situation. There was a resolution that was better on the other side of it. And I knew or hope that. But at the same time, like you said earlier, it is dangerous.
It is. I feel like it
to set these things up and like,
and if you don't know what we're talking about, it's going to be kind of hard to like get why I would think
true.
this.
Right. But you'll understand it.
I feel like some of the things
after seeing it for sure,
that
or if you've watched it,
they put people through would be
traumatic experiences.
Traumatic.
Yeah.
Like
there are a few of those.
It would like
for sure.
things that would like make you question your reality a little bit, almost like a little bit too much. It seems like if someone did that to me, it would like
it takes you out of now.
Take me a little bit to recover from it.
Yeah,
you know,
because you would wonder, is now? Like am I back in my real life, or am I in my fake life that I need to be in?
My biggest problem with Rehearsal, and I do love it. I like the way that it. I like it because it's very intriguing and smart,
and it is very meta.
It messes with the brain a little bit, and I love stuff like that. But this, just the thing with the kid, man. The thing with the kid.
I think
once that was involved, it sort of was like, oh, okay, well, this is very irresponsible, and this went from like sort of like shocking and entertaining to like
really sad. Like, oh man, that kid
kid didn't have a chance,
right?
To like,
while he is an actor chosen to play this role, he doesn't understand.
Yeah, but he's very little. He didn't make the choice,
right? And so maybe,
and if and also. Acting is one thing, but if you show up to act at something and then you are in this thing that is like an inception for you,
right,
then that's a different story.
Oh,
because it's not just an acting. It's not just like an acting job if you are to be working with this thing. It's like go study this person secretively and stalk them and learn their behaviors and become them
somehow.
It just seems pretty. I don't know.
I know
it's like I'm torn because I really think it's cool.
I do too.
But it's hard for me to really put an okay on some of the stuff that happens.
I get it. I get what you're saying. Like, I think it's a great show, but it's also like really hard. It is hard to recommend it, knowing how much it made me think like, oh, please hurry up. Let this scene end.
Right.
Like, or let this argument be over, because the tension in this conversation right now is like really...
It like reminds me at times
like I'm so tense right now. You got to let go of it. You got to like break the scene.
Yeah,
like you've got to break it because
It's the same feeling I get in some Louis Theroux documentaries when he's in like crazy places, like bringing up like the one he's talking to the Nazis and stuff.
That is, I was about to say that is my
same kind of
favorite
feeling.
one.
It's like, oh no, don't do this,
because he's so defiant, and the guy says, just asks him, I want to know who's in my house. Are you Jewish or no? And Louis says simply, I don't feel that I need to dignify that with an answer because I don't believe that should matter.
Right.
He wasn't saying he was or wasn't, but man, it pissed the guy off. And he said, I want to know who's in my house. You need to tell me now. And
that was intense, man.
He asked eventually, shut the camera.
Yeah.
Dude, like you feel that welling up inside, and you're like, oh, dude, stop.
Yeah.
You're bringing this on yourself, man. Like, stop the situation that is like building because it's getting too intense and it's going to just explode. And that is how the rehearsal felt whole time.
It really did. It's intense. It's funny but it's intense, neat, and very different. But
I will say I have a different feeling coming out of it than I did going in. First 3 episodes, I was like, oh, this is amazing. By the end, I was like, oh.
Feels like they could mess up somebody's life.
That was
really
heavy.
bad.
Yeah.
I think they even say that in it. It's like
they did. He brought it up.
The reason they do this is because if you do it the wrong way, you could ruin someone's life. Talking to the actors that he's getting to come in and do things, which then he incepts.
Can you even imagine?
It's insane. It's insane. That's what I just said.
Swayze?
Insane. Bradward Pitt is insane.
Bradward Pitt is insane. So so rehearsal, like basically I say like if you are up for a cringe, let it take you because it's
more than cringe. I would say more than cringe.
It hurts a little bit.
Like I wouldn't use the word cringe because it does have cringe, but it also got some like morally questionable things.
But here's something that I did enjoy recently is Elvis.
Oh yeah, Elvis was surprisingly good to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I heard they were doing a film originally, I was like, no, that's going to be terrible. Just like I thought, though, when they said they were going to make a film on Queen, and I will admit, Rami Malek destroyed it, dude. Oh my God, he played Freddie Mercury so well. So in this one, I was like, okay, well, it's Elvis. Who? Like, not even Bradward Pitt.
Not even Bradward
Pitt can play Elvis. Who can do it? And then it's this guy who I've never heard of, I've never seen.
What do you mean who could play Elvis? There's literally millions of people probably that make a living off of doing such a thing. Maybe not millions.
Fair point that I didn't think about. There are a lot of impersonators that...
Like the most impersonated person that's ever lived.
So I guess I was thinking of him more as a human and not as a novelty. Yeah. Because I was thinking like, how do you make someone look... I
mean, we went to school with someone that looked just like Elvis.
He was referred to as Elvis.
And they called him Elvis. I think he preferred it.
That's true. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You like that? That's good. That was a really good impression, just in case you didn't know. That was a good Elvis impression compared to how he really talked. Just so you knew, like, I wanted you to know where I was coming from.
I get it. I knew that you were trying to do an impersonation.
I just wanted you to know.
I knew you were trying to do one. I got the fact.
That one is spot on, though. Like, my Elvis, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I know.
It's not bad.
I know.
You're being so sure of yourself, though, that I want to fight back on a little bit. It's not bad.
When I'm ready to sing Blue Christmas, when it's time, just wait. It's going to shine out of me. Wait for it.
Wait for it.
I thought it was really good. I heard a lot of mixed reviews for it. But I'd never heard the actor. About it. I'd never heard of him. And I found him...
He did great.
I'm going to use the word intoxicating.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have another word for it, and I don't know who he is.
It's a weird choice, but...
It is.
That's how you feel, and that's how you feel.
That's the only word that I can think of, because like from the first few minutes that I started watching the movie, I was like, this guy is like really good. Like, okay, I had questioned, can anyone take me out of like my head enough to believe that they're Elvis?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I actually, Walk the Line.
But what are your thoughts on Elvis? What are your thoughts on Elvis before the document? Like, what kind of expectations did you have about an Elvis, though?
I mean,
did you like Elvis?
Yeah, I like Elvis. I grew up with my dad listening to like tons of Elvis. So like Elvis in Hawaii, like that album was one of his cassettes that he had in his car and he loved. So like I grew up.
I get it.
Knowing him, and like my dad listened to him because my dad liked him. All of his stuff, like I
think my grandma really loved Elvis.
The hits,
Yeah,
he liked the Elvis hits. Yeah, so I grew up with like the normal appreciation.
I was just always like Elvis. Okay.
I mean, it's a little fantastical for sure. Like the whole like and like his cape and all of that. Like the Las Vegas era Elvis.
I never liked nor disliked
because
Elvis.
There's different eras, right? There's like the early Elvis, there's military Elvis, and then you've got Las Vegas Elvis.
Okay.
So like when you think of Elvis normally before the film, which Elvis did you think of?
Jailhouse Rock.
Really? That's immediately where you went.
Like
See,
if you say Elvis, I think of like
I think
the
of Las
Jailhouse
Vegas.
Rock video.
Oh man, interesting. So you think early?
Yeah.
See, I immediately jump in my head to him with like the cape and like.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cause I love you too much, baby.
Sounds like you've just got some paralysis.
See, I know. That's pretty bad. I can really nail it though.
Okay.
Wait, let me practice it for a couple
All right.
weeks,
Do it.
month.
We'll have
year.
another showcase.
That song slaps. You were talking
Yeah,
about
it's a good
songs
song.
that slap. I forgot about that song.
Mm-hmm.
Being a song, dude,
Yeah.
it hit in that movie. Every time it played, I was like, yes. And then I wanted to listen to it again. Like afterwards, I was like, yeah, that's right. That song, it got me. It got me. You know, that was the intent.
I've never had a
obviously.
connection to Elvis. I'm not going to say
Fair.
I don't like Elvis because I don't.
How do you feel about biopics in general, though?
I like
Because that could like affect.
I liked Walk the Line
that's,
when it
okay.
came out.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I thought that one did
Oh
pretty
man,
good.
Walk the Line's fantastic. Yeah.
Trying to think of other biopics.
Walk
I like The
Line's
Eyes of
really
Tammy
good.
Faye.
Ooh, that was really.
That was
good.
a really good biopic.
Because it had Andrew Garfield, who is
Oh,
since
he's really good in it.
Tick Tick Boom.
I still need to watch it.
Dude,
I will. I wasn't going to, but I will.
My God. I was like so happy.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I love musicals anyway.
I like
Fun fact.
I like the occasional musical.
Man. Oh, TikTok was done so well.
Wait,
and
Tick Tick Boom.
Tick Tick Boom. TikTok.
TikTok is done
TikTok
so
is
well.
the thing. Yeah, TikTok and its privacy rules. Apparently, that's crazy. That was on Joe Rogan and Theo were talking about it on the Joe Rogan show.
Mhm.
Apparently, like, it's really weird. Like, if you access and say yes to the terms of service with TikTok, you're
Yeah.
agreeing that like they can use personal information about like your camera at any time, stuff on your phone. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of real weird stuff in like the fine print, and that was real creepy to find out.
That's weird.
It is.
I
And
never know what to believe
that-
on all that stuff.
I know. Yeah, and I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I heard there's real weird stuff in the terms of service of TikTok.
It's one of those things that I just sort of leave unknown because it's like another one of those questions. I'll never be able to
I'll never know. And also,
100%.
they're probably going to do it anyway. Like, even if I do know about
Everything
it
is
happening, it's going to happen regardless.
everything's happening all the
Yeah.
time.
That is true. Yeah, but from Tick Tick Boom to TikTok, yeah, it is a scary thought though. Like,
Yeah.
the conversation, went pretty in depth on like how much info they could get and like pretty much anything on your phone. They could access like your camera at any time. Like,
Yeah.
you have the app
And
open.
then my first thought's like, well, I
That's
don't have
like-
anything to hide. But my second
Right.
thought is like,
But
it's not a matter of hiding anything. It's a
my
matter of like
personal phone, and they're just like, let's see what this guy's doing.
Someone's trying to
They
make
tap into the camera.
a digital version of me,
Hmm.
trying to know everything about me,
An avatar.
and then they'll come from my body.
Body snatchers.
They're gonna snatch it.
Ooh, I like that.
You said doesn't slap yet. Let's do
Mm-hmm.
that. We had talked about doing this thing. Does it slap yet? Where we could possibly talk about songs that we've always like sort of like hated or
Mm-hmm.
looked down upon or thought were annoying or stupid or something like that.
I hate a lot of music.
I hate a lot of
Like,
music.
and
That's the reason I want to. This is a way of trying to
I
make
can
myself
admit.
more open to things and make myself give second chances to things because I
Fair.
don't find myself doing that enough with music.
That's fair.
So
I get that.
take songs that we have some kind of bias about for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't even know the reason, and give it a full re-listen. Like
A
give it
new,
an
fresh
intense
ears.
listen where we
Yeah.
put on headphones, we turn it up, and we just soak it in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we report back what we like think after we give it an honest open shot.
That's exactly it. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So the band that I'm going to play for you
Okay.
is a band that I know that you would generally say, if someone were to say, "Are you a fan?" You'd say no
Hmm.
because you like one song that they do,
Yeah.
"The Walkman."
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to use
don't
the
know what
song
it is with The
Heaven
Walkman.
because I love this song and it shows a completely different side to what they mainly sounded like, other than the song "The Rat," which is fantastic.
That song is fantastic. I will give
Off
them
of
that.
Bows and Arrows. It is an incredible song, probably one of my favorites.
Mhm.
but also it's not indicative of the rest of the sound.
I don't think that
It's
the
not a
Walkman.
fair-
I don't think the problem I've ever had with the Walkman was the sound. If I'm honest,
Yeah?
it was probably something where I saw an interview or something where I saw a video. Something I probably just took some stereotype
Yep.
and ran with it,
And just didn't.
and I probably had thoughts on something that just made me dislike them in general and not want to like the music.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's probably
That happens.
something
that totally
I could do because
happens.
I've done it a lot.
Yeah,
But this is the way of fixing that.
that's true.
All right. So what song am I gonna be? Or we're gonna be listening to by the Walkman?
It's called Heaven.
Okay.
Heaven.
Well, let's throw on some headphones and listen to it, and then we'll report right back.
Stick with me, or in my best friend, all of my life, you'll always be. Remember, all we fight for.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
That hit you good.
That was
this time?
actually yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna take those off. That feels weird. Don't like it.
Not a fan of wearing those headphones. At the moment.
So yeah, different than you remember,
Yeah, it's good.
right?
Yeah,
like it's like
I'll give it more. What album was that off of?
that is off of the album Heaven, also. And then my favorite album I think is called You and Me, which was the album that came after Bows and Arrows.
Okay, Bows and Arrows is what the rap was on, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so like Heaven was later. Like that's more.
Okay.
But that's more like what their general sound was. Like,
Okay.
very flowy and open, you know, like Hamilton has a very, again, like Rod Stewart is what it reminds me of sometimes, like that rasp.
Yeah.
Rod Stewart is just like one of the first, I don't know why I think that, but he's the first person I go to.
We'll
when I
have
think
to
of
have a
that.
Does It Slap Now on Rod Stewart for me.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Because
maybe he does.
I need to try.
He used to. I think he slapped.
To me, he's never slapped.
Yeah. Oh,
So I think I need to. Maybe that's
really?
the
Like
next thing I need
his
to do
cover
a-
of Downtown Train didn't just like get
Oh,
you?
maybe I have some kind of deep-seated like
Dude.
thing. Maybe this is just surface level. Walkman was like a byproduct of my deep-seated dislike for Rod Stewart. Maybe that's what birthed
that
it.
could be it. What is it that you don't like about Rod Stewart?
I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting.
I think I've heard the voice made fun of so much that now when I hear his voice, it's almost like I've heard the made fun of version so much.
Right.
Wake up,
Yeah.
That-
No, I get that.
But I get it. He's got a great voice for what his voice is.
Right.
Like it's very
Yes.
unique. But I think I've heard it made fun
Dude.
of so much that now I just think of him as probably a joke when I shouldn't.
do you remember his version of Downtown Train?
No. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it slaps, dude. Like, will I see you tonight? I mean, like when that chorus hits,
No,
dude,
but
like
when I
it is
think of it,
so big.
when I think of those songs,
And
I
it's
think of
amazing.
like real sort of hokey lounge
Oh, yeah, of course.
kind
It's-
of thing.
that's what it
like-
feels like. I get that.
I don't know. I don't know. Is that something I need to get past, or do I just not
It probably doesn't
like
matter.
that
Like
kind
honestly,
of
like you,
sound of songs?
if at this point
Mhm.
you don't like Rod Stewart or a song by Rod Stewart,
But
or
I've
whatever, then
never
you probably
really
won't.
tried to like Rod Stewart.
But
And it's
also, like
also
in
been,
passing,
like-
it would have hit you, right? Like,
Maybe,
just
but
like
if all I
AC/DC,
if
you've
all I
heard
ever
all
hear
you
is
need to know.
the Maggie May song
Oh.
and whatever hits that
Yeah.
would come on VH1 at the time,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
then I don't
those-
know if I like them or not.
Oh no, I get it
Yeah, like
because I don't like that song either. That.
Yeah. And
I
know
don't
he was
really
from-
love that.
He was
I
from
don't.
what? Is it the Faces or the Small Faces?
Faces. I think it was just Faces.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was like a whole other era. Of
that
Rod
confused
Stewart.
me
That
as
was
well
a
because
band.
some Rod Stewart songs are also listed under
That's true.
Faces
That's true.
songs.
You need to revisit Rod Stewart because I'm telling you, there are some songs.
Well, it's not wouldn't
that-
be a revisit. It'd be
I
a
guess that's
it'd be
true.
a visit.
It'd be a visit. Be a
It'd be a
first
visit.
time here
Mhm.
scenario. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm a newbie. Like, let me know what you got for me.
Mm.
Can I see you tonight? It starts with Downtown Train,
Oh.
man, because that song slaps.
I don't know, man. Downtown Train. Should that be where I start with?
Probably not. I mean, like, honestly, like
Like, I need
the
a
Tom
deep
Waits
cut.
version.
to
Yeah, you really
appreciate.
do. Yeah, like
I
Tom
need a
Waits
Rod
destroys
Stewart deep cut.
it. Deep cut. Okay, so you had what?
Yeah, the song that I've picked for you, you have always had this distaste for an artist that I loved, The City. For an artist that I love, Darwin Dees. And I know probably what your problem is with it.
It's the obvious problem.
It's like
the album cover.
The sort of
Look
like
at
the
it.
image of the whole
Look at
project.
the album cover.
The image of the project
no, that's
is
awful.
it's stuck in your crawl.
Yeah.
And I understand.
Yes.
But I want you to take a breath and open mind and try
I'm
to
as
separate
open as it
your
could be.
previous notions
Notions have been
for
shed.
what you hear. You know, enjoy it for like the fun poppiness that it has.
Okay.
So I want you to listen to that, and then we will come back and I want to see what you think.
Okay.
This town is made of aluminum. Jesus, stop.
Oh man. Okay.
Tell me that doesn't just slay.
Yeah, that absolutely slaps. I'll give it to you. I
did not go with Radar Detector, which is the one that you've probably heard the most.
That was the one that when you played it
But
for me, I
now,
was like,
next time you
that's
hear Radar
weird.
Detector, you will have a different thought in your head about what.
Okay, so like the
he
drums at
does.
the beginning of that, like the production, like we can just talk about that. Like the production of the music
It's
is
that
just
quirky, just lo-fi but tight. Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, that
it's
bass
just
and drum
perfect. The
combination.
production and the way that he does his vocals as
It's-
well.
I will revisit that record because
It's
I
unbelievable.
can say yes, that slaps. Like
Yeah.
definitively, like okay, going back to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
That's
so
hard.
good. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad to see
I-
that you have come around on Darwin D's.
So that's two things we can recommend to you.
I know.
guys.
Look, we've just
the
we've
Walkman
made
and
we've made leaps and bounds.
I mean, like
in
we just
bettering
gave-
ourselves.
in bettering ourselves, and hopefully, like
Doesn't it
your
feel
enjoyment
good
of listening
to
to
better
music.
yourself?
Oh, always light and light as a feather. Be light as a feather. And with these songs,
Stiff as a board.
take these songs forward and let them fill you.
That was weird.
Like, basically just throw them on a fucking playlist and like hit play and
I
like
don't want them to feel me.
Darwin D's
I don't-
and the Walkman
I don't know
are
what
gonna,
that
like,
would
get you through your
mean.
day is what that means. Like
Okay.
I was just going like silly with it, but like basically just throw it on a playlist and like
Well,
jam.
see, it can be like a
both of those
crack
bands
in
because-
the mental armor that I put up against stuff, and I'll be more open minded towards music.
I've been
So at
trying
the end of the
I've
day,
been trying to be that way. Like I used to hate on like a lot of stuff musically.
I think
And
it's
then
our.
I pulled myself back. I was like, okay, I'm aware of it now. Like I became aware that I
Right.
was doing it.
Well, I think we take
it was
so
when we were
much
doing the show
pride
before.
in music.
Yes.
Like it's something we love so much, so we take a lot of pride in it that we feel like we need to be so snobby about it.
Yes. That is absolutely the case. That is
And for a while, I'd be
absolutely the
like,
case.
yeah, I'm pretty much a music snob, and I would be self-admitted. But now when I think of it, I'm like, what a
Yeah.
shitty way to be, just allowing yourself to know that you are.
That's
Because everybody loves something, dude.
Exactly. That's where I sort of
Why
like
should I think my music taste
I've
is
always
better
loved
than
pop
anybody
music.
else's?
Exactly. There are some songs that I love, like Christopher Cross Sailing.
Oh, dude, that's
But like some would
that
say it's
song
like
is the
cheesy,
jam.
right? But like, oh, it's so good. That and like
dude, I've been in a B-52
Steve Winwood,
mood
bro.
the other day.
Higher Love.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, dude.
Higher Love's good.
I mean, talk about does that
Yeah.
slap?
You ever listen to the first B-52's album?
Oh, it's been so long.
It's got what's that Rock Lobster song on it?
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
there's another song on there that this one was my favorite.
B-52s have always been hit or miss with me because I know they're like they're
It's
such
so
a party
different
band,
sounding.
Like they're just that band that I think of. I mean, I always think of Love Shack, obviously. Like,
Oh, of
that's
course.
the only thing that I think of, and that's it.
I think that is
It's
what got
it.
me started on thinking about things that I used to have preconceived notions of.
Yes.
Because if I've seen like the music videos and the,
I can't hear that song again. Like I'm over.
but I do
Love Shack.
I loved it when it came out, man. I did,
man,
dude. I had Cosmic Thing album when it came
I'm
out.
done with Love Shack, bro.
But no, there's a song called "Dance This Mess Around" on their first. I think it's self-titled, and also they have a song that's 6060842. That's my other favorite.
Oh, so that was like their Jenny 8675309.
I guess
They gave out some
except
phone
it's better
number,
than that.
Now it's like happening.
It's better than Jenny. I'll say that.
That's
it's better
so
than Jenny.
creepy. It's better than Jenny, but they're just giving out someone's phone number. That's like giving out someone's personal information.
They did it
So-
backwards though. Instead of doing 3 and then 4 numbers, like so they did 6060-842. So I don't know.
I mean,
maybe
I don't
that's
know what that
not-
means, like numerology.
Maybe it's someone's number
like-
backwards. You think that's
I mean, it could be.
6060-842? So it'd be
606.
248-0606.
Yes. But
Let's
what
call
does it
him.
mean?
Call him.
What does he? No, I was going to bring up. That was going to lead me in to like this new segment that I was excited about doing. Is every week I'm going to harvest the misconnections here locally around town.
Yeah, you told me about that, and
so,
I
like-
haven't seen any of these. So
No, yeah, so these are great. And I'm going to put these up on screen.
Okay.
It's so good. These are my favorite from the week, and
Okay.
like some of them may be genuine.
I
And
haven't
if
yet
you're,
decided.
If you're out there, if you're one of those people who goes on Craigslist and you get on, let's first talk about that because some people might not know what that is.
Okay.
So
I really don't.
there's a
I mean, is it on
website
Craigslist? Is
you
that
can
where you
go
did
to.
it?
Yeah, you go to
Okay.
Craigslist.com, and like that's whatever. Like it's for like buying and selling stuff like
Yeah.
locally.
Local eBay.
Yes, you meet up in person and you trade goods and money, whatever. Well,
Or whatever.
there is a section called missed connections
Yeah.
in areas. And the thing about it is sometimes you know what they're saying. And this is
Yeah.
meant for like, oh, if you went to the bookstore and this guy saw this girl and he left and then he was like, man, I really wish I knew her. He would go to this missed connection and say, hey, I saw you today
Yeah.
at the bookstore. And
Which always
I would
seems like a
absolutely-
weird thing. Like, who would do that?
Right.
So right there alone,
That's
it leads
true.
me to believe that someone's putting things on there for other reasons. Either that or they're delusional and really
It
think
goes both ways. It goes both ways.
someone is
Sometimes-
going to see it.
Sometimes you think, oh, okay, well, no, they know this person. Ooh,
Like,
that's
if it
cringe.
has ever worked out,
Or
if it has ever worked out, it has been a
Fishing.
complete fluke.
absolutely.
If it has ever been beneficial,
If Craigslist
It has been a
misconnections has ever worked as a love connection,
mhm,
stand back. I don't think that's possible.
then you should start believing in God because it wasn't it wasn't the misconnection post. It had to be some kind of higher thing because this is
That's
not
true.
going to lead to good things
That's true.
99.9% of the time.
Here's one. It's real vague. The title is Cutie at Store.
Mm.
Hi, I saw something really hot at the store earlier. Let me know if it's you. So from jump, this guy is
At the store. Doesn't
Saw
even
ya-
say what store, right?
He doesn't. Nope. No store. Just
Okay.
at the store. Cutie at store. Hey, if you were at the store earlier and you're cute, hit me up. He's looking for just like
That's just looking for like a hookup, right?
That absolutely is just a hookup. Do not contact me with unsolicited services or offers. That's at the bottom.
No
you
solicitation?
Can't solicit with this guy, but
You
he's
can't
just looking for the
solicit.
cutie. The cutie he met at the store.
Yeah.
General. Like
I went
general.
down to the store.
This one's a little more specific.
Maybe he lives in like deep rural Coreyton or somewhere, and it's
Yeah,
like
that's true.
if when he says the store, he's
Everyone
talking
knows
about
what store.
the
Yeah,
store.
The store. Like we all go to the
Maybe
store.
he lives in one of those places, and so anyone within his local
Vicinity
region
would say, oh, I'll go to the store.
"Oh,
That's
they're
me.
at the store."
That's me.
That must be me
a
because
cutie
there's
from the
only
store.
like 14 people here, and we're
That's-
all related.
And we all go on. Yeah, that's it. This one's more specific. Looking for Carrie.
Oh,
Looking for Carrie M, who used to live in a trailer behind Travis Meets. I would really like to hook up with you on occasion. Intent. Right on the table.
at least they were honest.
Straightforward. I know who you are. We used to hook up here.
You used to live behind the meat store in a trailer.
Let's hook up on occasion.
Let's
On
hook
occasion.
up. On
I
occasion.
love that he says
Nothing
on
serious.
occasion.
I want to make sure that you don't think.
I love that he says on occasion. On occasion. He doesn't say, let's hook up. Period. Stop.
Yeah.
Let's hook up on occasion. Like, hey, low key, not a lot.
Alternate angle here.
Not a lot.
Alternate angle. What if that's for someone he used to buy drugs from?
Oh, and that's slang? Is that slang for like?
Or he's like, I want to hook up on occasion. Like, I want to get together.
Right.
Like, maybe he lost connection. The hookup is no longer in the location that they were.
I don't know. I would really like to hook up with you on occasion. I don't know, man. Maybe so. Maybe so.
Maybe
But
Carrie M is a
it could be. I mean,
daycare
that's
worker
true. I'm assuming it's a person who used to live in a trailer
behind
this-
Travis Meets.
Yeah, and I'd like to hook
Where
up
is
with you
Travis
on
Meets?
occasion.
Travis Meets.
It's like way down, like in South Knoxville.
Oh yeah.
It's like near Disc Exchange for those who live in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down that way. So
Okay.
it's like down. This one's only from Halls. This
Oh,
one's
is this
Buck.
Halls?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one.
I'm gonna read it my best redneck accent.
You
Because I
did.
can only imagine how it's written.
Let's set the scene on this one. This is for a
Looking for a guy goes by Buck. You had some fence post I need. You live out near Big Ridge Park. I saw you one time at Rural King, but I
Rural
couldn't
King.
catch you. Get a hold of me if you see this. Thanks.
You got some fence posts that I
Buck
need.
is looking for fence posts that he needs.
No, he's looking for Buck, right? Or is that Buck?
Looking for a guy who goes by Buck.
Oh,
And he has some fence posts he needs.
that seems like there's some. I
That's
think we could
some
decode
innuendo.
this. I
A
think
little
this could
bit
be
of
decoded.
That can be decoded as he's looking for a guy named Buck. Yep. We get it.
Yeah,
We don't have to say it.
that
Like,
could
we
be
don't have to
very.
break that. Like,
That could also be very, very innocent as well.
It could be, but it's
I like to think of it both ways though, because it's just as fun to think of it. Like once I think of like the crazier scenario, then to go back and think of it as like, there's this old man,
Yeah.
he's lonely, and he is talking at the Rural King with some guy. And he was just
And
like,
he
and
said-
he mentioned some fence posts.
I got some fence.
And at the time, he probably said he didn't need it.
That's cool, man.
But come to think of it, man, he could really use those fence posts now. And he's like, man, but I just know his name was Buck. Maybe
The
I'll
only way
throw
I
this
know-
on here. Listen, Buck, I really could use those fence posts now. My fence is broken. I got cattle getting out all over the place. I came down to the Rural King, waiting on you all damn day.
I'm just needing some.
You weren't
fence
there.
posts.
I need them fence posts.
See, it's literal.
my
He's
cows
looking for Buck
are
for
loose.
actual fence posts.
He needs help.
See, I feel like it's just so innuendo.
And
He's
that,
looking
he
for-
probably would have made a bigger, wider call for fence posts if he was in need of it, though.
Maybe so.
Not just looking for
That-
the one guy he's
That's what I'm
talked to fence
saying.
posts about.
And that's how vague this one is. Because keep in mind, Craigslist works. When you go to the main page,
Mhm.
it's like for sale
Yeah.
and jobs. Like those are the first big things.
You have to search for misconnections.
Yes.
It's like a
It's not
subreddit.
like yes,
Is it-
exactly.
yeah.
It's like it's a thread in. Okay, so we're here, and then we get one that just vaguely says subcontractor,
Mhm.
older subcontractor looking for any jobs out there, open to any type of tasks. Now, knowing what this website is, there's a section for jobs. There's a section to be what. So this is either someone who's bad at the internet and doesn't know where they're posting their job listing resume to, or someone is saying that they're
No,
an
that's
older
pretty-
subcontractor looking for any job out there,
If I had to
open
bet,
to any type of task.
if I had to bet, I would say that one is asking for some
work.
love.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's not. There's a section that's real easy to get to.
That one,
of work stuff.
They
and
mentioned that they're
jobs.
an older contractor too.
And you know why? Why bring age into it?
Yeah.
Who cares how old you are, Buck? You know,
That's
The
you
age
think Buck
isn't-
is crossing demographics
mean,
here?
no, maybe though.
Buck's running around all over.
And he's an older
He's at the Rural
subcontractor.
King.
He's at the Rural King, and he's
He would
also
need
just-
to go to Rural King to get stuff
in
for his
general in town.
subcontracting.
He's open to any types of tasks.
Yeah,
That's so awful.
there we go.
30-year-old male. This is the title.
Mhm.
30-year-old male missing my older woman. 30 male missing my older woman. Just wanting to play with the mom type. General in the area, just anywhere, around here that you wanted to be a mom type to a 30-year-old male. That just gives me the cringy feels that anyone would
listen.
post. Okay.
People can
Defend it.
want whatever they
Oh,
want.
well, yes.
The fact that the weirdness is that the underbelly of Craigslist is where you see it, and all the hidden innuendos and stuff. It makes
Missing my older woman, just wanting to play with the mom type.
It sucks that route is something that needs to be taken. Honestly,
that's very true.
Because
now
these people
it
just
seems
want
so taboo.
to
It's just a
probably
30-year-old male who's
either they
missing
have
his older
bad
woman.
intentions or they just want to be themselves.
I mean, most likely they just want to be themselves.
No,
But
I'm
it's
saying there's probably
fine.
all kinds
Well,
of people
of
on there
course.
posting
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
Oh yeah, some of
person
these
probably
people
just
are
wants
probably
something-
awful. Some people are maybe awful, and then some people just find their fence post.
Yeah.
Or their older woman, and they're a 30-year-old male, and it just so happens that they just can't find an older woman that's into
right,
them.
exactly.
You're right.
I
Be
just
more
can't
open.
see myself going on a misconnection
Can you not?
and
You can't
asking.
see-
So
No.
that's what's weird.
I mean, these are all this one.
Like, it would never occur to me
Title.
to post on a misconnection for something.
Title. Woodwinds. Now on the east side of downtown, would like to meet new friends. I play clarinet very well. Okay. Is he really a woodwind flautist? No, clarinetist. And is he looking for people downtown to woodwind with?
He's looking for friends?
Or is this some woodwinds?
He's going to kill somebody.
Now on the east side of downtown. He even says it. Now on the east side of downtown.
Mhm.
Would like to meet new friends. Period. I play clarinet very well.
Yeah.
Do not contact me with unsolicited services or offers. Is he looking to actually play woodwinds, or is this some sort of like
That one just
code
seems
for something
weird.
else?
I don't know. I mean, he's probably some Kenny G looking dude. And right now he's just sitting like, no one wants to come play clarinet with me.
He wants to have a
I just wanna
woodwind
enjoy.
jam sesh.
I want to do this rendition of Peter and the Wolf, and I
Oh.
need a flautist
Oh man, what if
so
he
bad.
just needs a woodwind section?
He just needs some accompaniment. He doesn't want company, just accompaniment.
And he's on the east side of town. So just in case you're on the east side of downtown and you need, there's a guy on Craigslist who's looking for woodwinds.
Hit him up.
Period. The last one. This one's a little sad, but not really. It's
Oh.
kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I cringed when I read it, and I was like, "Oh, I'll have to bring." This is like the best one, so
Yeah.
I'm saving that one for last.
Okay.
They're very specific here. Worker at the Bilo.
Bilo?
And then
we
it
don't
gives the
even have a
location.
Bilo anymore.
Well, we do. I'm not going to get the location. There's one around here, but yeah.
Oh.
I am through the Bilo pretty much every day for work. I can't help but try not to stare too much as I come in and out. But with as amazing of a body as you have, it's hard for me not to. Especially in your shorts.
Whoa.
I'm taken. I'd say you are as well. But I would love to get to know you more. I know that you seem like a great mom. I know the chances of this finding you are slim to none. But face to face, I'm not good at saying this kind of stuff anyway. If you think this is you, send me a picture of your smile. Ends it on the creepiest note ever. Send me a picture of your smile?
Oh.
Stalker vibes there. But I'm taken, and I'm sure you are too. Hi! Like, first of all, when you see like the length of it, I mean, it's like, oh, okay. I'm pretty much
That's-
here every day. So he's basically saying I'm
Yeah.
a regular. I'm a regular. Like, this is my...
That's weird that you say, if you think this is you, send me a picture of your smile.
That's
That's a weird.
That's where it goes
At first,
weird.
I thought it was like, maybe this person's just really romantic and they want to be in some movie with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
Essay.
But then that last sentence thrown in there makes me like, huh.
If you think this is you, send me a picture of your smile. This is after him saying...
That's just a weird thing to say in general. Send me a picture.
But with an amazing of a body that you have, it's hard for me not to.
No,
and he's referring to coming in and out daily because he has to stare at her body because it's amazing, is what he says. Especially in your shorts.
Oh,
he then goes on to say.
I forgot about that part of it.
Yeah. So like, I know because at the end,
I'd already forgot about it.
Remember, so this is at the Bilo, and he goes there pretty much every day. But now he's admitting that he has to go there every day because I come in and out. Because with a body as amazing as you, it's hard for me not to, especially in your shorts. He has to say that. It's its own sentence. There's a full stop.
Does she work at the Bilo?
Yep. Especially in your shorts.
I feel like with enough...
I'm taken. I'd say you are as well. He's assuming a lot, but I mean, I guess what he's trying to say is you're so hot, there's no way that you are single. He's implying that.
But he's saying, did he say, I know you're probably a great mother? Is that
he does say that. He does, which that's a little
Does
creepy.
He know that she's a mother?
How would he know? That is creepy because that's the next line. I know that you seem like a great mom. These are a lot of sentences put together, by the way. Like his
I'm trying
grammar
to figure
isn't
out if
the
like
best,
they've had interaction before or not.
I think
like
it's
maybe
just like
they have, maybe they chat
her...
or something when he's in there, and
it's in passing for the most part.
And then it's in passing.
It's very in passing. To say, I see you daily, and it's hard not to come in and out.
Yeah.
Because of your amazing body. He goes in and out there daily because it's a local store.
That's creepy.
And he's admitting to her, he's admitting to the internet and the world, like, hey, I'm kind of creepy. I've noticed you and I'm taken, and I'm going to just put it out there.
Send me a picture of your smile.
I'm going to put it out there that I'm taken, but send me your smile.
In a box.
Because there's something about the
send me your pretty mouth in a box.
Dude, it is...
He could have equally said that, and I would have been just as creeped out.
It's creepy to me that he ends it on a sentence. But, hey, if you think this is you...
Send me a picture of your smile. And a lock of your hair. And some of your blood, if you don't mind.
If it's not too personal.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me a swab of your 23andMe? And then I'm going to know everything
If I
about
could just go ahead and have your DNA test kit.
I'll get your ancestry tree up for you, and I want to figure out everything.
Can move forward.
Let's go over it together. I want to know you. Listen, girl, I want to know you.
He seemed, I don't know, he may be a very nice guy. But it seems to me by his Craigslist post, the fact that he went onto the internet and went to this website that he knew existed called Missed Connections, where he could put something, and maybe if this person was also as weird as him, they would go to this website.
He sounds very stalkery, and he probably would be a good actor on The Rehearsal, to be honest with you, because I think he's doing some intel work.
I think you're right. That's true. He is. He's been scoping it out already.
Yeah.
He's been in and out daily, but he has to because of her amazing body. Especially in shorts.
Because of your body, yeah. I'm 500 pounds now. I go to Bilo. I buy so much food.
I think the grossest part is the especially in shorts.
I buy so much food now. It's ridiculous. You got to stop with that body, or else I'm gonna explode.
You got to quit in them shorts because
that body's making me fat. Maybe it's just he just needs help. He needs
to stop going into the Bilo so often.
Yeah, he needs to figure out her
less.
Shifts. He needs to
buy less. Stay away from the...
He's been buying. He needs to sell. It's time to start selling.
You're right. Rates have risen.
Yep.
Sell.
Something about inflation.
Absolutely. Inflation, S&P,
supply
500, supply, demand.
Supply and demand every time.
The market is hot right now. Stocks are up, and they are also plummeting.
Morale is down. Across the board.
We're all down. I feel like that's about it. I
think it is.
I feel pretty good about that.
A couple reminders before we go.
Here,
also, you do the poll this time.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'll do a couple reminders. Okay, so we have a Patreon.
Yep.
We're gonna put. Are we gonna put
Patreon.com? We are. Yeah.
We'll put a graphic somewhere here.
/SNWF Cult.
Right there. And also, we need people to submit some videos. So if you want to ask a question, or if you want to ask advice, or if you want to talk to us or bring up a point about something and something you want us to discuss on here, take a video of yourself and then take that video to sharingneedleswithfriends.com and submit that video there. And then we'll put it on here and we'll answer you back and talk to you. And it won't be like real talking, of course.
Right.
You know?
But you can ask us the question.
It's close to talking,
and we can then. That's the fun part.
I do want to say recent Patreon subscribers.
Yes.
We had Mr. Steve.
Yes.
We had Denise and we had Brian.
Thank you. Guys.
Thank you all so very much.
So very much.
We love you.
We see you.
We love the rest of you too.
Again.
We love those three like a little bit more though.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
just a little bit. It's you probably couldn't even graph it.
But a little bit.
But a little bit.
They're the ride or dies.
Let's be honest.
They're ride or dies.
I'm not going to hide anything.
They're here with us. They're here with us. And
upside down judgment.
Inverted.
Why do I say upside down? I sound so stupid when I say upside down.
Judgment. Upside down? It doesn't matter.
Inverted judgment.
Inverted judgment. So
sounds like my next band name.
I feel like inverted judgment. Oh man, that's a good one. I feel like I've looked this up before, and it's not as terrible as it may seem. It can be a rebuilding, I think, of sorts. I think it is like a kind of a renewal. Judgment.
Let's see. Judgment card.
What is our thoughts behind judgment inverted? How are we feeling this week? Bring it to me.
Dude. Okay, reverse judgment. This is very long. I just want you to give me some.
I just want the cliff notes.
Can mean that you doubt and judge yourself too harshly. Oh. It could be causing you to miss opportunities that were awaiting you. The lost momentum caused you to fall behind in your plans, which can make it difficult to move forward. Mm-hmm. This means that you should not be cautious, but you should be moving forward with pride and confidence.
Okay.
So that's what you take for it.
That's
this week, weekend, whatever you want to do, don't judge yourself too hard. When you find yourself talking negatively to yourself, just remember, like, hey, you don't talk to other people that way. So
some things to look out for are weakness, disillusion, fear of death, unhappiness, separation, divorce, and material loss.
Okay.
So to sum it up in just words, that's what inverted means. Weakness, disillusion, fear of death, unhappiness.
Basically, don't fear the reaper.
Divorce, material loss. What it's saying is if the worst comes at you,
you can handle
it because you can handle it because you're badass.
Go with confidence. Because you got it.
Because roll with it. It's all you can do.
With it. You got to roll with it. You got to take some time. You got to
roll with it. Yeah, but
say what you say and don't let anybody get in the way.
So yeah, just do that and say, "Hey, guess what? I own this situation. Peace out."
Yeah. Oh, you just left me. I didn't know you were planning to walk out like that.